Huh? Hello, everyone. Hello, learners. Thank you so much for joining. Hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much.
सुबह ही
So, good
बनी
evening.
सब there से
On behalf of my co-host, Sweta Sabuji, Head of Legal Administration and Internship Coordinator, and Namisha Oja, Head of Research Operations and Internship Coordinator, I, Anna Singh, warmly welcome you all to today's webinar on CV secrets for law students. A heartfelt thanks to the Into Legal World for organizing this session, and it will be really supporting and helpful, and it's commendable. We all know that number of sorry. Okay. So we all know that the number of law graduates in India is rising, but the opportunities at top firms remains limited.
please
That's why having
Miss Annie,
strong,
even please
sharp
mute yourself
knowledge is
Miss Annie,
important, it's essential.
Miss Annie,
This webinar aims to help you crack the CV.
Miss
Just a
Annie
minute.
Annie
I
Just a
think
minute,
you are
yeah.
the host,
please
right? Can you please unmute those mics, please?
Yeah, I'll unmute.
Sorry, mute.
Participants, I
Yes.
request you,
mute
please, you mute yourself.
Annie, since you're the host, I think you have an option to mute the mic
I'm doing
in
that.
the chat if you open participants.
धंधो सीन अलग है यार
Aditya, please mute yourself.
Thank you, Annie.
Annie, you can start again.
All right. So yeah, learners, so I was saying this webinar will be helpful and it aims to help you craft a CV that truly reflects your personality and professional strategies. By the end, I'm confident you all will gain a practical and effective resume drafting skills. And I encourage active participation, but I request you all learners to please make an interactive sessions and raise your queries at the end of the seminar. All your queries will be answered. Please stay connected and let's keep this session very insightful, interactive, and professional. So thank you so much. Let's begin all. There is a small disclaimer I want to read for you all, as all illustrations and images used in this presentation are solely for educational purposes. There's no intent to plagiarize or infringe upon any copyrights. So let's start. I'm giving you an overview of this webinar, what we're going to discuss here today. So this presentation will guide you on the primary objectives of CV and its importance, how to effectively draft your legal CV and make it stand out in the legal fraternity, structure of the CV, highlight the relevant skills in your CV, and tailor the resume for the specific job and quantify the accomplishments. I'll be covering the primary objective of the CV and its importance, So, the primary objective of the legal CV is to showcase your legal skills. As we all know, the experience, qualifications to potential employers, highlighting your suitability for a specific role or a type of legal work. A legal CV is crucial for showcasing your qualifications, suitability for legal roles. It is a strategic tool that highlights your legal knowledge, skills, and experience, demonstrating your value to potential employers. So now from on, the rest of the parts will be covered by my co-host Sweta Sabuji. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sweta.
Thank you so much, Annie, for those wonderful insights, and it was such a great foundation to build on. So, hi everyone, my name is Shweta, and I'm excited to be here with you today. And before we start on, I would like to, give you a small story on what happened with all this CV and uh, about one of my friend. So, a few months ago, one of my friend, let's call her Priya, and she applied over 50 jobs. She was smart, she had a decent GPA, and even some internship experience as well. But guess what? She did not get even one single interview call. She was frustrated, she was confused, and honestly, she was very close of giving up as well. But when we sat down to look at her CV, and I kid you not, within 10 seconds of reading it, I knew why it was not working. And it was very generic. It didn't reflect her real strength. It looked like every other CV out there. So what we did, we reworked on it, we made it clear, we made it strong, and we made it more tailored. And just 2 weeks later, she landed 3 interview calls. So what changed? Not her skills, but how we presented those skills. And that's how the power of a good CV happens to be. It's not about what you've done, it's about how well you tell the story to the people, right? So, and also like imagine now you as a recruiter. You got 200 CVs on your screen. That email inbox is filled with CVs after CVs after CVs. You're very tired, you're very hungry, and your boss wants to shortlist, of all the CVs, like take top 10 from these 200 CVs within like 2 hours or 3 hours. What are you gonna do now? You're gonna scan structure, right? You're gonna like literally take like 10 seconds or 20 seconds out of your time for each CV and see which is the best out there, right? So you scan for the structure out there. You scan for a clear, clean layout. And you see if there are proper keywords as well. If the proper keywords are there in the right structure, if there's any clarity, etc. Right? So that is what usually an HR does. And it is actually, CV making is actually an art form. The art of making a total stranger believe that you're really awesome in just about 6 to 7 seconds. And really, guys, like 6 to 7 seconds is a time where a recruiter spends before deciding whether your CV goes into a yes, or a file, or a no file, or we're gonna ghost your file, right? So now, basically, Miss Annie, could you please move on to the next slide, please? Miss Annie, could you please? Yes, thank you. So, so think about your CV as a personal billboard, and it speaks before you even enter the room. So basically, you're telling that, I'm kind, I'm smart, I'm important. So please hire me. So thank you, Miss Annie. Could you please stop sharing so I can share my screen for the structure of the CV?
I'll stop sharing, right?
Yes. Thank you. I will now share the screen for Annie. Could you please make me the host?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So right now we are going to look onto the structure of the CV, how a CV should be properly formatted, and how, because each CV is like something which is advertising. You're showing what are your actual skills, which showing actual clarity out there, right? So once Annie gives
हाँ
me the host,
हाँ लास्ट टाइम मेरी बात होते हैं
could all the participants, could you please mute yourself. Thank you. Thank you, Annie. I'll just share my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen right now. It's like um, a CV, a sample CV right here. So basically, now you just think of a film poster. Okay, you just walk by the street, or you just scroll to your Instagram. You're on your evening and it's very tired, and you scroll to your Instagram, and you find a very good movie out there. The poster is out, and you're just judging based on that poster. You, what if the poster actually had like paragraph after paragraph paragraph? Will you read all those paragraphs, or are you judging the poster based on the picture out there and actually like few the name of the film, right? So we are actually judging the film poster based on very few contents out there, right? So that is how actually a CV also should look like. Also, so starting off with your name, every CV should, the first thing you should say is what is your name, not only your first name. If your name is Shweta, just write Shweta Sabji. Your full name should be out there. And this part, you might think it is very irrelevant, it's not needed, but then really, guys, it's very, very important because sometimes some other recruiter might send your CV, let's say, and these recruiters want to like call you. These company officials wants to call you, and they don't see any like contact information of yours. So you're dumped. So you won't be contacted anymore. So this is like very important. You're including your email, you're including your mobile number, including your LinkedIn account because the LinkedIn account, I've seen that most of the students are not making a LinkedIn account. I am pursuing like everyone to make a LinkedIn account because people might go through you, even might go through your account, just scroll through like just they won't sit and read each and every line, but then they might scroll through your account and they might see like what is best in this candidate. So this is like the personal information that you want to provide. Yes, and also like certain I've seen certain what do you say sample CVs where it says that in regards to email ID, they've written very unofficial email IDs. For example, hotpink123 at gmail.com. No, we don't want all that. We want professional email IDs where a professional email ID states your name, your surname at gmail.com. So if it's for me, I would state Shweta Sabuji at gmail.com. That is the professional one, right? Your name, your surname at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, or whatever it is, right? Keep it official, keep it very professional in nature. And also, like, look at this. It's very, when you look at it in one glance, it's very structured and formatted, right? So I want every form, every CV to look as it is, right? So it's like very structured, very formatted, and everything. Going on to the next section of education. Now, this part shows your education, like where did you do schooling, where did your law, did you do masters, did you do diploma, etc. So first you mentioned the year, from which year to which year is the duration of your course, then from which institute you're studying from, which year are you in. Yeah, if CGPA rank, it doesn't matter. If you want to put, you can put. If you don't want, it's totally fine. And the subjects, the main subjects that you are engaged in, right? This is basically the education part where it's very important, right? So this creates a base for your hiring purpose. Sometimes people will be like, okay, I want BBA LLB students for this job, or I want BA LLB students from this for this job. So this particularly states your eligibility for your CV, I mean, for your hiring purpose, right? The next comes your schooling. Why did you do schooling? From this year to this year, I was studying in 12th percentage, this much I got, and this was the school name you just mentioned here. You can also mention it CBSE or ICSE, and you're basically covering everything in like 2 to 3 lines. That's it. Like this is like 4 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines. That's it. Don't go beyond it because you don't keep too much information as well because people might not read everything. And also, like when you're reading and reading and reading, it might get boring, right? So we make it like very to the point, very precise, clear, and it should have clarity as well. So that is like the main important point of CV writing. Now, areas of interest, you can also include this, that is like what is the main area of interest. It can be intellectual property, IPR. It can be corporate laws. It can be criminal laws. So what are the main interests, which you can put it out here in like few bullet points. I know like we have a lot of law subjects in law school, and we don't want like all, don't write all the law subjects here point by point by point. Just don't write everything. Just write maximum like three, four is like enough. Because one person might have more than like 10 law subjects as their favorite, but then don't write all the 10, because again, is Anida?
In 1986, first humanized art elected in 1986, which was uniformly applicable across the
Shweta, I think
country.
you are the
Then
host. You
after
can
this
mute
milestone,
them.
Oh,
senior
I thought she was
decided to
asking a
question
doubt.
the regulation and
Okay,
No, no, no.
okay, right. So that's the area of interest. So don't go on and on and on. People won't read it again. So just make it 3 points or 4 points maximum, right? Now, moving on to work experience, this is like the main part of your CV. People, after looking onto the education, people and creating a base and looking whether you're eligible or not, people check your work experience. Now, people will be like, okay, we need experience for getting job, but they won't get you the job, right? To get the experience, that is like the main thing out there. People will be like, okay, I need 5 years of experience. I need these many years of experience, but they won't give you the job, right? That's like the main thing out there. So here, and also like one more thing I want to say is that, sorry, the work experience does not come like in the form of actual job titles. It comes in internships. It comes in other various other experience levels as well. For example, you joining for moot court competitions. You're joining for let's say a drafting competition, etc. 1 minute, my throat is acting a bit weird. 1 second. Sorry, coming back. So basically, work
Shweta,
experience.
please mute. Shweta, please mute KP and VS also if they don't have any doubts.
All right, moving on. If you guys have any doubt, just interrupt me, okay? It's not like you have to keep quiet, okay? Just interrupt me. Just tell me what is your doubt, right? Now, moving on to the work experience, like very important, just to mention, where you did your internship from. Frank Law. This is very this is like sample, right? Don't just follow it. Is that okay? Okay. So basically, you just type where you did your internship from. So basically, Frank Law Firm. That's like a sample, okay? The location of the firm, and let me just, yes, where you did your from the duration basically. So you should make the experience in a way that the most important or the most ongoing one should be on the top. Then go to the old ones. Yeah, just format it like that. So basically, you did your internship in this January 2019, and you can just write ongoing or forthcoming and etc. Right? So whatever it is, and then move on to the next internship, that is also like when you mention like where you interned, where you did your internship, you have to mention what all you did. That is also makes a very important point there, right? For example, you went to like, this is a very what do you say, a sample one, right? So you went to Frank Law Firm, and what did you do there? Don't again like go on and on and on. Don't write paragraph after paragraph. Write one liner. That's it. And that one liner should not go more than like 10 words. No, just very less words, very less amount, just crisp and clear. People will understand, right? So people won't skip your this thing as well, skip your CV as well. If your CV has a lot of content and it's not in pointers, people will skip your CV. Me having personal this thing, personal experience,
अरे वाह टीचर कौन बड़ी है कोई
I
बल्ले
want
बल्ले सिया
everyone to please mute your mic,
Aditya,
please. Thank you. Right. So, if there's any doubt, please unmute your mic and interrupt me. But then, if there's not, I request everyone to not unmute. Thank you. So, moving on. So, basically, you talk about your task one, task two, and task three. Don't go task four, five, six, seven. Just go. Don't go on and on. Very important ones you mention because that mentions like okay, what you did during that internship, what experience you have. Like just telling that okay, I went in this Frank law firm. Yeah, I did internship there. No, they want to know what experience you have there, right? What you did there. So the main task you did there, you mentioned in very bullet points, very crisp and clear and to the point you want to add there, right? This is also a very catchy one where you write 4 weeks, 3 weeks, just mention like how many weeks you did or how many months you did or how many years you did the internship. So right, so mention that as well. So it's like catchy to the people as well. Now, moving after you write your all experience and everything, you can write your this part as well. That's not it's optional, but then it's like you're showing that you know you are academically very great, scholastic. It's very optional, right? So you write what you're really great in academics purpose, right? So you can like secure A plus grade in corporate law, environmental law, etc. So just showing off. For showing off like I'm very good at academics as well, apart from my experience. Right? It's optional. You can add that as well. Now, moving on to co-curricular activities, where it includes mood courts, where includes is there any big mood courts? And I urge all law students to go for mood courts, for going for external mood courts, international, national level mood court competition, etc. So it actually not only creates like a proper a point on your CV, but also helps you to help in communication and also helps you to properly communicate and express your thoughts to other people as well. Because once you join moot court competition, I know the first few moot courts will be like very hard, very difficult. It's totally fine. I get it. It's totally fine. But after your, and you might also see that, okay, I'm not winning this. It's okay. Don't win. It's not that your participation matters the most, right? So go for it, even though you be a quarterfinalist or you just went to the prelims and you just spoke there. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Just go for it. Go for the moot competition. Get the experience. First moot court competition, second moot court competition might be really traumatizing for you. I know, and because judges might start grilling you and you might feel very awkward at that point. So I want it's okay, it's totally fine. After your third multiple competition you might feel very confident to face anyone and speak anything very precise and clearly, right? So after you move on to your multiple competitions, you just mention here, um mention the name of this is the format, name of the multiple competition, where it was held, what place you're holding, and you participate as a speaker. If you participate as a researcher, you can mention researcher as well. If you didn't, have any position as of it, it's totally fine. You can just write participated for William C. West International Commercial Arbitration Competition. That's it, right? So it's totally fine. So it shows that you're not only engaged in the university and studies and academics, you're outside co-curricular activities as well. You're doing something extra that is really, really great. Now, moving on to publication and conferences, again, a very important thing. Now, as a law student, like research is like very important, like very, very important as a law student because there is no work, there is no internship, there is nothing which goes far away from the concept called as research. Right. So I want like everyone to like go for publications, take a very interesting topic, right? Once you take an interesting topic, research on it very in depth, go on and on and on. It might take months, it's totally fine. And go give it for a good journal. And once you give it for a journal, they might tell you to do certain changes and go on and do the changes, right? And after you do, and after it gets published, put a point on your CV. You what co-authored or authored a paper titled this so and so and so. In the mention the lost the journal name, mention which year you published it. You don't have to write the date, basically just write the month and the year, and then you can mention the link here, so people don't have to like go and copy paste and all. You're making things easier for the recruiter. So you just click here, you just control and click, it will come, right? So it's perfect. People will be, it will be very crisp, very clear. And from this, what you understood. Yeah, you made a paper on this particular topic. You, which law journal, law school journal, it was mentioned, and you did on 2020. Done. You don't have to like write what is about the paper. Okay, amazing adventures of Mary Poppins. No, I want like you don't have to like write about the paper. The paper is about this. The paper is about that. The I did this. I did that. No, nothing, because you are telling the thing link is accessible here. You can click on it, and if you want to read, if you want to have more information, click here. Done. Right? Or you can also put the link here if you're not able to do this. Right? Now, next, moving on to debates, MU and literary events. This is again extracurricular activities where, activities which makes you stand outside, because everyone in your university, right, in your batch, look at you, in your batch, including you, what is common in you? That is your education level, right? Your friends, your colleagues, your everyone is having the same level of education that you're having. Now, what makes you stand outside is the debates, the MUNs, the literary events, the mood courts, etc. So these are the main points which will be included in your CV. Now, course undertaken. So this is also very important. Course undertaken. Um, because like for me, I have like went to like many educational um institutes where in India itself, and like many, I'm not naming any of them, but then the courses which they offer is like very, very high amount. And writing, the number of certificates that you received is like very, it's very hard also, because you are like, you have to like spend at least 1 or 2 hours daily live classes. You have to go on and on and on. So it's like very, very hard. But then due to that, we have like Interlegal World has taken like a good initiative of having 12 certificate courses. If you want more information, you can like contact me. I'll just put my number in the group, or I think you guys are there in the WhatsApp group, right? So you can like leave a text to me, and you can like person DM me or something, and I can give you more information about that. It's basically like giving you 12 course, that 12 certificate, and it's like pre-recorded video, so you can like watch according to your convenience, so that you can like put that as well, like 12 certificate course. Or you can write, it shows like you know how to draft, you know how to like do everything, you know how to research. So you can write no courses undertaken, you list and all the courses, and gives a very good impression. Next is extracurricular activities, where if there's any position or responsibilities that you have undertaken in your response in your university, that's really great, because it shows that you have great leadership skills. When you're in your interview something, and they tell you, okay, you have leadership skills, okay, prove it. Here you go. Here's my leadership skills. I'm this, I'm that. I was in the Moodle committee. I was this. Just tell it, right? So just show your positions and your responsibilities. What were your position in your university, and engage yourself in such positions, and try strive for it. And volunteering activities also, it shows that something which you are, it's not like you're always academically driven, or always like I want this, I want that. No, you are also soft minded as well. You're volunteering at certain foundations, you were mentoring people, you went for certain volunteering activities which actually shaped your in yourself itself. So it's also showing your other sides, your good sides as well. The annual literacy, this is actually repeated again, so it's fine. It's here. You can just add it here. And courses taken again, it's actually repeated. I'll just delete that. Okay, it's not going. Fine. Personal interest. Now, what is the interest that you have, gone? What is the main thing which actually, what are the awards that you have received? So, you can write winner of this tournaments, winner of snooker competition. I was a semi-finalist in this. I participated in this. I advocated in this. I went for big competitions, and I won in that competition. So you can go on and on and on. Boast yourself. Just boast yourself. That is CV, right? Now, also, if you have references, give a reference. References basically mean like these when if I'm the recruiter when I see references, I may, okay, Mr. Paul, Frank Paul. I might call or mail this person and be like, okay, how is this person? How is Mr. Priya? Is she good? How is she in your firm? Because I'm actually looking for someone like Priya and she got all the skills and everything. And how is she? The person might call her. Don't put fake numbers and everything, you might get caught up. Right? So that is like one thing. So basically, we have got the end of the series. Now it's like, no, we see movie trailers, right? And we judge, should I watch it or should I not watch it? And we see the trailer now. Okay, when we see the trailer, it's like, okay, good actor, good actress. Okay, it's like, it's giving some suspense. Okay, now I'll watch. It's good. That is now the trailer for you is your CV. Now, because the HR looks onto your CV, now HR won't like okay, they won't like go on, okay, they won't go line by line also. They just skim through the entire CV like 6 or 10 seconds, and they're like, okay, fine, done. So that is how recruiter actually looks onto your CV and how you stand out. And also like here in one of the CV when I was hiring certain interns in into legal world, I saw they written a foundation name here in experience category. They wrote firm name, they wrote the place, they wrote everything, they wrote all this properly. And when I read the task, I was just skimming through the entire CV and I saw the task one written as I attended office regularly. No, we don't write that. We all go. When we mentioned that we went to when we mention about a firm, it's it's real. It's there that we went to the office, right? So we don't have to write that we went to office and everything. We have to mention what we did during that office, right? We have to mention like what we did, what when you went to the office, you sat on the chair, what you did during that time. So that is how it actually works, right? So this is basically the entire structure of the CV.
Shweta,
Um,
few people have doubts.
yeah,
If
I'm
you can
reading that.
address them.
Yes. Aditya Raja student, ma'am, as first year student, I only have my extracurricular from school to get internship with my second semester. I have to, where is it? I have to done something in first semester. So how should I tailor my CV for first semester internship? It's totally fine. We don't want like, first semester itself, I don't want like everyone to like jump on and do like 10 internships or 15 internships, do 100 mood courts and everything. No, people don't want that. People don't won't like will expect that, because your first semester, right? For your first second semester you can write um your schooling, what all you did during your schooling, like here a work experience. Maybe you might not have certain work experience, but then you might put in some certain volunteer experience. You might put in some school competitions you went here and there. I won certain competitions, I participated certain competition. Even though you didn't win for any certain competition, you can put on, write down, okay, I participate for this and this competition. That's fine. So you mention all your achievements in like few points and put on the CV. It's totally fine. Is it your yes? I have a yes. Comedy. Could you please tell me your mm, is photograph in a CV? It's totally up to you. You can put a photograph in your CV, but then this is basically the format of an actual CV. But then I've seen certain CVs putting the photograph. But then please be in mind that when you're putting a photograph in a CV, don't put selfies, don't put like, in a picture that you're in a very comfy clothes and you're on a beach, you're putting a beach hat and everything. No, we don't want all that. We want you to be very professional, you know, professional LinkedIn CV, professional ones, right? We want that. If you're putting, put that. If not, it's totally fine. But then, um, usually like this is the format. We don't put, photograph in a CV. But then I've seen people putting CV, pictures in a CV, but they're very horrendous. So it's told that not to put a photograph in a CV. Can we put
Ma'am,
education? Yes.
ma'am, I have a query. Ma'am, it
Yes.
is said that we should keep our CV just one page. We shouldn't exceed more
Hmm.
than one pages. But if we have many uh, experience, or we can say if we have participated in many competitions, or we have done many courses, so of course it will exceed more than one pages. So is it fine if we are keeping our CV of 1.5 page or even two? Not exactly two, 1.5, ma'am.
I would say to keep it 1 or 2 pages. So 2 pages is totally fine.
Shweta,
And
Shweta,
yes, Amisha?
can I take up this question?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I think you are dealing with this question, right?
Yes, yes. Do's and don'ts of a legal CV. So basically, yeah, two-page CV
Yeah,
is very fine. It is a normal practice to keep up CV 2 pages.
Yes, ma'am.
Normally, one-page CV is preferred by the freshers, like a first year or second year students, because as Aditya stated that he doesn't have any experience as such. So one-page CV is preferred by those kind of students, like freshers
Okay.
and all. So
Yes,
two-page
ma'am.
CV is fine, but don't exceed 2 pages. It's very unprofessional.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We
Ma'am,
will be
can we
taking
add?
up, yeah,
Ma'am, currently I'm in third year. So currently I'm in final year. So can I add the courses which I have done simultaneously? Like I have done a certification course for cyber law.
yes,
Can I add them?
yes, you can absolutely. There's a separate section for courses undertaken in a CV.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you, Namisha.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So basically, even like one page, as she said, it's like for certain pointers. Now, next one, Bhakti. I'm a 40 student. Should I have a good internship done and should have now, a fourth year student should have good internship done and good in academics as well, but I still lack in these things. I haven't participated much, so don't have much to see. What should I do? Okay, now since you're in fourth year, you might get a lot of internship opportunities right now. If you put in, emails to certain institutes and certain organizations, they might give you internship because you're fourth year, right? So start putting efforts in going for internships, start putting effort in going for certain small competitions and try to like add a little more and more points, and once your internship is like structured in a good way, like I think your internship break is also done, right? So it's okay, but then still apply for certain internships, go for it, even though it's online, just go for it because you're in fourth year right now, right? So and you have 2 more years to go. It's totally fine. So in this 2 years, try to get good internships. Try to get send your CV to like everyone, like all the internships, all law firms as possible. 100 CVs you give, out of that one will reply. It's totally fine. But that's usually the that's usually what happens, right? So it's totally fine. Just send it out like everyone, at least like one will reply, and just go for it. Now, can we add webinar certificate and CV? You can write, yes, a webinar, attended the webinar on this is topic and held by this is institute on July 2025, etc. Just on extracurricular activities, right? Can we
Yeah.
portray?
But you should have certificates for the webinar that you have attended. Then only it will carry authenticity, and then sometimes employer asks for those certificates, so better to mention only
Yeah,
those
that is also
webinars.
there. Exactly. That is also there. Like whatever you add in your CV, make sure that it has like a backup. Backup means like a certificate. Without a certificate, don't like add anything on your CV because they might ask you, okay, where is your okay, if you went for an internship, make sure you get the certificate. Make sure you have certificate for everything. Make sure you have proof for everything. Don't lie on a CV, right? They might ask, okay, give me the certificate for this and this. You need to have it, right? Now, can we portray education in
Ma'am,
tabular column? Oh, yes.
uh, ma'am, okay, so somewhere there is call for papers. So if I'm writing a paper for XYZ university, and if my paper is not selected, but still they are providing a certificate, okay, you have submitted a paper. So can I attach that certificate? I have submitted a paper, but it was not selected, but at least I have attempted something.
No, under
No,
publications,
no.
yeah, I'll take it now. Okay, no, okay, sure. Under publications, you cannot put that because it has to be published. Then only we can go for
Okay.
it, you know. Otherwise, you can, if it's like a certificate of presentation or something, and mention out that in your CV, out in that extracurricular, the thingy, the heading, then you can be like presented paper on this and this. But if you want to put it on the published category, then you cannot put it because it's not published out there, right? So published means
Okay.
other people should be able to see that particular the what do you say, the paper.
And ma'am, if you're a member or if you're a HOD of a particular committee in your college, for example, previously last year I was a HOD of for my committee, elocution and debate committee. So does it count, ma'am, in your CV?
Definitely. I have showed a small part, right, where you can add your responsibilities and duties. There was one title, right?
Yes.
So you can add in that. You can mention you are a part of this is a committee in this is university. So you can show off.
And but ma'am, if you're just a member, will it count?
A member, you can mention you are a member of it. You have to specifically mention that you are a member of it.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Now,
Thank you, ma'am.
can we portray education in tabular form, ma'am? You can for a greater formatting you can, but then the format which I share you, it's like well and done. So in that format, if you put a tabular format, it will look very congested maybe. So it depends upon the format which you are following. So right now, if I'll share the sample CV in the group if you want. In that, I don't think so. A tabular format is needed because it's already like clean and properly done, right? So in that tabular format is not needed. I have
Also, if
just
you put
entered.
it in a tabular format, then it will take up more of the space. So
Yes,
it will be detrimental to you only. Like you won't be able to mention your top achievements and all.
yes. So, when let it be clean, let it look like, less information and less bullet point. I mean, in bullet points, right? So make sure it's like properly done. And so in the sample which I've shared, like don't put tabular format because it looks clean right now. Right now I just entered fifth year, so now I have like 1 year to complete my 5 year course. So I should put more focus on internship. Yes, because experience matters here most. Experience looks on, how much, hands-on experience, hands-on skills you have in reference to law. Like, you might, the people might see, okay, competitions, okay, you did good, fine. But then now what experience you have? What experience can you, if you're going for a corporate law firm, what can you draft? Can you research? Have you drafted any wills? Have you drafted any documents? Have you done anything which which is corporate in nature? So they will check all, I've mentioned, right, task one, task two, task three, they will check all these pointers. Have you done all that? So um so you have to like go on focus more on internships, send out a CV to every law firm, and at least like one will reply to you. That is how it works. And yes,
Um,
please send the sample CV. Someone was speaking. Someone had a doubt.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do online internships count?
Actually, from my perspective, online, I would say to go for an offline internship because the amount of experience you get from an offline internship is way 100% more than an online internship. Online internship, you just do the task, you just give it out. But offline internship, you go to the firm, you see out there, you talk to the colleagues, you talk to your mentor, you have physical contact, physical, appearance, you communicate live. And but on the other hand, online is just, you're given task. Do this task. Done. Submit it. Done. Done for the day. That's not how actually it should work. I would say you have to go for an offline internship, experience how corporate firm works. Because I've looked on both sides aspect of um corporate internship. Aspect of offline and online internship. Online is like, as I said before, it's like do this task, you research, some other task, done. But actually, corporate is more than that. That you will understand when you go for an offline internship. Go for an offline internship, look at how it works, look how people work, how stressful the situation is, how it is, how you can handle the situation. Just learn everything, and you will get more information when you're doing an offline internship.
Ma'am, very recently I've started interning. So like it is hardly 1 or 1.5 months. So I started with online internships. And yes, ma'am, I have applied for offline, but offline it's a bit difficult to get selected. Online, I got very nice internships in 2 to 3 firms. So yeah, ma'am, I'll continue applying for offline too.
Yeah, that's great. Online is, I won't say online is very bad. No, I would never say that. But then if I were to compare online and offline, I would say offline is way better than online because it gives more kind of exposure to corporate world, right? So research now
Yes,
says
ma'am,
remains the
definitely.
same. You're doing the same research online, offline, whatever it is. You're given the same task. It's not an issue. But then experience like what is happening inside the cubicle is like very important. That is also there.
Definitely.
All right. Send a sample CV. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, fine. I think that's it. I'll just hand over the session to Namisha. I think she's like waiting for me to like stop, and she wants to speak all those rules about CV. So thank you, everyone, and giving off to Namisha.
Thank you, Shweta, for the detailed walkthrough on the structure. And Annie, I will request you to share the slide.
Yes, Namisha, doing that. I think Sweta is the co-host, so I think she has the access.
Okay.
I
I
made it
don't
the
have
host.
access. Yeah.
I've made it the hostess.
All right.
Also, am I audible and visible clearly?
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I'm Namisha Hoja, Head of Research Operations and Internship Coordinator at Into Legal World. And now let us look at some how you can make your CV not just complete but compelling also. This is the part where a recruiter decides whether to keep reading or move on. So the flow of the discussion would be first I'll explain the absolute do's and don'ts while drafting your CV. Then I'll explain how to highlight your strengths in the CV so that it gives you an extra edge. Finally, I'll explain you how to tailor your resume for litigation and corporate matters, and then we will conclude with a Q&A session. Now, let us look at some do's and don'ts that can make or break your CV. Firstly, do's. So keep it concise and professional. As we have already discussed, aim for 1 to 2 pages. 1 page is for the freshers, like they have just entered the law school, for the first and second years. And mostly third, fourth, and fifth year, people prefer 2 pages CV. Then this is because your CV isn't a thesis. Highlight only your top achievements. Use clean professional fonts like Times New Roman or Garamond in size 11 or 12 with consistent spacing and bullet formatting. And you need to proofread your CV again and again. Even a single typo can ruin your first impressions. Because lawyers pride themselves on flawless language, so double check every word and date, every data you have mentioned. And include your updated contact information, as Shweta has already discussed, your full name, phone, professional email, and even your LinkedIn profile. So you make it easy to contact you. Then customize your application for each firm. So if you're applying for like corporate or litigation firm, so you tailor your CV accordingly. You mention those tasks that is relevant to the position. Okay, for example, you are applying to a chamber of a senior advocate, but you are mentioning corporate law firms internships. So why will they hire you? What skills do you have so that they can hire you? So you need to keep that in mind. Okay. Then use strong bullet points because you need to start each bullet point with an active verb like drafted, researched, analyzed. Don't use passive sentences like I was a part of this, I was a part of that. No. Start with drafted a shareholder agreement or researched on whether a subsidiary can be a joint venture, like these statements. Also, showcase your academic, extracurricular, and writing accomplishments. This is very important because this gives you an extra edge for the internships because with so many people competing, you need to stand out. And that's why we are here to give you the tips also. So list internships, mood court, everything. See, you are when you have entered your law school, you need to experience everything. Okay. So focus on the contributions and include the relevant details. And mind your formatting and polish. This is very important. We have seen few CVs, they were handwritten CVs we have seen. We have outrightly rejected it in 1 second. People just don't think and sometimes what happens, they say just I am interested, no cover letter, no CV. So don't do such mistakes. Now Annie, can you please, yes, thank you. Now some absolute don'ts. So don't exceed 2 pages, that is discussed. And don't use overly fancy fonts, colored sections, graphics, logos. You need to stick to a clean, scanner-friendly layout. Gopika, do you have any doubts? Okay, so also don't include any irrelevant or outdated info. You need to remove any old experience which is not relevant or any trivial things which is not at all relevant. Okay. Law recruiters don't need to, like we have seen people putting they were elected as education minister or sports minister in the school. See, and that to fourth, fifth year students. We don't want to see what you have achieved in your school. Okay, that is not relevant here. So avoid that. Also, irrelevant skills for the position we have discussed, litigation, corporate, you need to tailor your CV accordingly. And don't use vague language or fluff like assisted in legal matters. What legal matters? You have to state, like researched on Section 25 of Hindu Marriage Act or researched on Section 20 of Companies Act. You need to mention the relevant sections that you have researched. You need to mention the relevant case laws that you have prepared a summary or such. Okay. So be specific about your actions and skills. And don't include irrelevant personal info like marital status, religion, reasons for leaving job, salary expectations. Don't include all these in the CV. And typos are a big no, like avoid it at any cost. This gives a bad impression, and therefore you need to proofread and proofread again and again. Don't exaggerate or misrepresent your experience, because once you do such thing, and for example, I am the employer, so I'll just ask you what you have done here. So you will go blank. So that gives a very bad impression. So you need to show honesty. Okay, and don't use sub bullets beneath bullets. You are already using bullets and you are using sub bullets. That is quite unprofessional. And also, yes, as discussed earlier, poor email or file name. Email, like you can see Cool Priya, Killer Rahul. These are unacceptable. And also, one thing that we always forget, sometimes forget, is that we rename the folder. Like the renaming of the folder should be done professionally. Like first you put your name, like Namisha Ocha, then underscore CV. So that gives a good impression. These minute details matters a lot. Then Annie, can you please move to the next slide? Now, how to highlight your strengths? Now, why is this important? Because even if you possess the right skills, the poor drafting skills can often cause them to go unnoticed. So to ensure your strengths are clearly visible to recruiters, it's essential to understand how to present them well. And that's exactly what we will focus on now. So, firstly, you should begin with bullets with verbs like advocated, drafted, negotiated, researched, analyzed. So you need to highlight your achievements, not the duties. Uh, for example, you just write ki I love research. So that is no, like you mentioned, I was responsible for drafting petitions. But this is very unprofessional. You need to mention responsible for drafting petitions on this matter, on coal scam or money laundering. So you need to be very specific. Then secondly, legal research and analysis. So you need to mention your experience with legal research platforms like Manupatra SSC Online, and be very, very specific. I'm repeating it again and again. People tend to mention very general tasks they have done in the internships, even though there might be some people that have done good works, but they are not able to express it clearly. So you need to mention the exact same thing that you have performed. Then legal writing. So you need to showcase the documents that you have drafted, briefs prepared, legal opinions, client interactions, and all. Now, don't list generic skills. For example, you say, I love research, but how you can show it as a strength? You can just say, published, researched and published this article, as we have seen in the structure. So this is how you showcase your skills without even mentioning them. This is the art. Now, moving on. Yes. So academic and extracurricular achievements you need to also mention and incorporate relevant keywords like in corporate matters, due diligence, compliance, Companies Act, SEBI regulations, then M&A, mergers, acquisitions, all these things, research. All these things are very important. This must be mentioned in your CV. And in litigation, court hearings, case briefs, drafts, these are very important. And you need to align your CV language with the firm's practice area. See, I know this won't be possible in first, second, third year because you are still exploring, like in which path you need to go ahead. But when you are in fourth and fifth year, you need to make a streamlined CV with uh, specific subject matter. Like Now in the fourth year, by the time you reach fourth year, you need to decide where do you want to go and accordingly apply to firms for the internships. Like, don't apply blindly to firms and chambers. This is not the way that you want to build career with, and there's high possibility of getting rejected also. So yeah, Annie, can you please move to the next slide? Now, CV for corporate or versus litigation career. So let us look at how to tailor our CVs accordingly. Firstly, in the left-hand side, we are discussing the corporate CV, corporate-oriented CV. So, firstly, you need to highlight your transactional and drafting experience. You need to mention internships at reputed firms with experience in drafting contracts, NDAs, shareholders agreement, JVAs, master manufacturing agreement, SPA, SSA, all these things. Secondly, you should have the knowledge of corporate domains. You need to have a thorough base in banking law, M&A, SEBI regulations, IPR, and all such things because most of the top tier firms conduct an interview and they ask quite technical questions on such topics. So you need to prepare accordingly. Then thirdly, publications and corporate related topics is very gives you extra edge. So, pick up a specific issue prevalent in the news and write accordingly. Then legal research, this is the most important thing which is required in a law firm because as an intern, you are given specific tasks to research, tasks or matters to research upon. And if you're not able to do so, then you are not of any use to the firm. So this is very, very important. Now, when we look at uh, on the litigation oriented CV, so firstly, courtroom exposure and advocacy is very important. You need to emphasize internships under advocates or law chambers and experience attending hearings, drafting pleadings, affidavits, client interactions, and all. Secondly, moot court and debate achievements. You need to show your oral advocacy skills, argument construction, and litigation mindset to the recruiters. Thirdly, legal research and case analysis. So mostly in litigation internships, you are required to search on case laws to assist in the cases, yeah, in the matters. So preparing case briefs and short notes is a good task, is a good skill that they are looking for. Fourthly, client handling and legal aid. So you need to mention your involvement in legal aid camps, client briefings, and documentation experience. See, I know most of the points you will feel this is so much like, how are we expected to do all such things at once? But I'll explain. It's it's quite very easy when you are focused and hardworking. So you need to stop wasting your time and be. And I'm not saying like you need to put so many hours and all. You need to be smart. You need to know where to start, what to write, and I would say practice and practice makes you perfect. Because when I was in first year, I had no knowledge of how to even write a paragraph on my own. But now, if you see, I have published so many blogs, journals in reputed websites. So I believe this was the result of my practice. So this is not very very difficult to achieve. Just need to be focused and hardworking. Now, one tip I'll give you. So you should always go through the details of the internship or job opportunity. They mention the criteria for the ideal candidate they are looking for, and you need to mirror the language of your target area. For example, if the firm's job posting highlights client management or a person should be excellent in drafting petitions, then you should mention those terms in your CV. If you have done them, don't lie. If you have done them, just mention it. Mention those terms that they have posted in the job opportunity. Uh, See, I don't think it's professional because I have worked in tier one law firms also. And if you want to, I don't see it very professional. Canva templates. Word file is advisable, and PDF. You send Word file and the same PDF you share with the law firms. And I have quite done internships at tier one and tier two law firms, and I know that this is very unprofessional. Canva templates. So yeah, next, so securing an internship at top tier law firm or internship at senior advocate chamber in India is totally within the reach if you play your cards right. So the CV is your first impression. So you need to make it clean, confident, and clear. Always remember you are not just listing what you have done. You are showcasing what value you can bring to the table. And remember, the goal is clarity and honesty. A polished CV with relevant details and no fluff will make employers take notice. So start prepping now and stay focused and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Annie, can you switch to next slide? So that brings us to the end of today's webinar. Thank you all for joining. We hope you found it informative and valuable. And feel free to stay in touch. We also launch few certificate courses that you can mention in the CV also. And we also offer internships. So if you are interested, just contact us here, visit our website and the email ID. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box.
Also, I've shared the link for the CV. Kindly fill out the same to get the certificates. I think please take the link of the same. So when we complete the session, the link might turn off. So if there's any doubt,
Okay,
please put that in the yes.
ma'am, I wanted to know about judicial internships. Like, how should our CV reflect in that perspective?
You need to mention, like as already discussed, you need to mention which year are you, by the way?
Ma'am, I'm in the third year, BA/LLB course.
Okay, so you need to apply to law chambers and internships under senior advocates, and also judicial internship. I believe you are mentioning the internships under judges.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I think they float a form or something. You need to check that and apply it accordingly, or on their official mail IDs. Just send your application with cover letter,
Ma'am,
of
so this
course.
format can be used for that
Yeah,
purpose also?
yeah, yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Is this certificate can be used for the CV?
Yes, why not? Absolutely.
Ma'am,
is it good or is it as advisable to use Canva for making CV?
As I've already answered this question, it is not at all advisable. As I told you that I have interned with tier one and tier two law firms also, and I know these CV templates does not go with them.
Okay,
They don't
ma'am.
accept it. Hmm.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, hello.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if we are writing blogs, so can you add this on our CV?
Blog.
Yes, ma'am. Blog writing.
Yes, of course, of course. Just
But ma'am,
mention the link.
yes, but if we are not that much
Ma'am,
regular, if we are posting once in a 6 months, if we are posting just one or two
Hmm.
articles, we're not continuing it. So can you mention the link of
Yeah,
our
it's
blog?
not a problem, not a problem. You should mention it because
Mention
it
the link as well,
everyone.
you know. Yeah,
Yes, yes, mention the link also, and it is quite understandable that legal research and writing takes few time. So not a problem at all.
Can you please
thank you.
share the
Also,
PPT?
PPT, yeah, sure.
I will share it in the group.
ma'am, for lawyers, if you would suggest any extra talent will means what will you suggest us to learn
Extra
like in
talent.
the academic year? Extra talents, yeah, for lawyers, like for the future jobs.
I think like
Future
one is
jobs.
two which came into my mind is one is communication and one is drafting. Drafting like plays a very, very important role. Like whatever, if you're going for corporate, if you're going for litigation, drafting plays a very important role. So go for internships which, they give drafting work or something, or go for multiple competitions to enhance your communication skills. Is there any other points, Namisha, you want to add on this?
Yes, the most important thing is legal research because as an intern, like you are not given much of task in firms and all, but the basic thing that they expect from you is legal research. How are you able to access the Manupatra, SCC online and other websites, and also Google search? And how are you able to contribute with authenticity? Like you don't give uh, outdated PDF of acts and legislations. You need to give them the latest legislations and rules. So yeah, legal research plays a very important role.
Absolutely.
Uh, and yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
Hello.
ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah,
Hello,
someone
ma'am.
was asking. Yeah,
Yeah, ma'am.
Naina.
Actually, I want to go for corporate, but on the same time, I really want to go for post ads and all. So I'm very confused between these two things. So,
Okay, so you are in third year.
no, ma'am. Actually, I'm in final year. I have completed my BCom and have applied for this 3-year course of LLB.
Okay, so you are in uh, third year of your LB course.
Yes, ma'am.
And which internships have you done? Like in which area?
Okay, ma'am. So mostly I've done all online internships regarding drafting research work. And previously, my two research papers are published and one case commentary is published.
But like in which domain are you in doing internships? Is it
Ma'am,
like
basically,
legal writing, content
yeah, ma'am.
writing or something?
No, ma'am, it's legal writing.
Okay. So, see, you are in final year. If you were in first year, I would have stated that you should explore and then you decide accordingly which path you want to pursue. But you are in final year, so you need to decide it.
No, ma'am,
And
actually, I'm very much shocked. I don't want to go for litigation. I have tried litigation in my
okay,
first year. In
okay,
second year,
okay,
I've tried for a few NGOs too. So by now, I'm very much
okay.
kind of shocked. I'm to go for corporate.
Yeah, so apply in corporate law firms.
Corporate.
Hmm. and offline internships.
Offline
Yes.
intern.
Hmm.
Ma'am,
You can
which courses
start
will
with,
help?
see, there are like tier one, tier two, tier three, and boutique
Yes,
law
ma'am.
firms.
Boutique.
So you first apply to boutique law firms so that
Yes,
you get
ma'am.
an
Boutique.
experience. And then
Yes, ma'am.
once you start building the base of your CV with corporate internships, then it's very there are very high chances that you secure an internship at a top tier law firm.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Ma'am, which are the courses which will help me? For example,
There's
like,
this, yeah, for corporate,
ma'am.
no?
Yes, ma'am.
So there's this course that we have launched, certificate course on practice and procedure in corporate law. It is very good. Like we are teaching mostly practical strategies. Like we all know that in colleges you learn mostly theoretical, you have a theoretical understanding of the topics, subjects, but here we are giving you the practical approach that is very much relevant in corporate law firm. And
Yes, ma'am.
secondly, we have this RERA ka course, RERA title search and due diligence. This is also a
Yes, sir.
practical in nature, suitable for law firms.
Yes, ma'am.
And Shweta, do you want to add any certificate courses?
My mic is on. Yes. I want to add one more. That is legal drafting, advanced legal drafting 12 certificate course. Because
Hmm.
as I mentioned before, drafting is like very important. If you go for any, like as you mentioned, corporate is like filled with drafting. So it's like a 12 certificate course where it's like pre-recorded lectures and you can like watch according to your convenience. You don't have to like sit for like, okay, this time. There's no live lectures as well. So you can watch it according to your convenience. So I'll share the link of all these, courses in the group. I was checking all the links right now, and I'll share it in the group.
Also there's this banking and finance course.
I'll share the link of the course page so people
Hmm.
can see. Yes.
Okay. Any question? Others? Does anyone have any questions?
Also, if
No,
anyone
ma'am.
has not filled up the form, could you please fill up the form because you might end up this meeting in like few minutes. I hope there are no more further questions.
I think someone was saying something. Don't know.
I can't see anything in the chat as well.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're done.
Right. Thank you all for joining this wonderful session on CV making, and I hope you all got like certain insight onto CV making, points of CV making, and I think Annie also wants to add few, right? Annie wanted
Thank
to
you,
add.
ma'am, for the question.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
thank you
can you
so much.
please
Thank
share
you,
the links
learners.
of the certificate courses in the group? It will be
I
very
have
helpful.
shared the link of the course page. There's all the certificate course that we provide, so you can like choose whatever you want, like which suits you the most. We have data, banking, advanced legal drafting, everything is there on that page.
Sure.
Thank you.
I think there's no more queries, so we shall end the session.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, all learners, for
Everyone for
joining.
joining.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you all.